After almost 2 decades of negotiations, India's long-pending free trade agreement with the European Union is finally close to becoming a reality. Announced at Davos, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is now in India on January 27th. The deal will be discussed in an India-EU summit. Let's understand the deal more in depth. First, what exactly is India-EU FTA? This is a free trade agreement between India and the 27-country European Union. The talks started way back in 2007, collapsed in 2013, and then got a fresh push in 2022 as global supply chains began shifting away from China. So why is this deal moving now after 20 years? Because both of these countries need it this time. India wants deeper access to a rich, high-value export market. Europe wants reliable partners as it reduces over-dependence on China. The biggest breakthrough, both sides have broadly agreed to keep politically sensitive sectors like agriculture and dairy out of this deal. That single decision has cleared a massive roadblock, unlike the India-US trade deal, and that's why officials and analysts are now saying that the agreement could be finalized very soon. How big is India-EU trade deal anyway? Big enough to matter. India's annual goods trade with EU is about $130 billion, roughly the same size as its trade with US or China. India exports about $75 billion worth of goods to Europe every year. That's 17% of India's total exports and nearly 2% of the GDP. India also runs a trade surplus with the EU estimated at $10 to $15 billion since 2022. Services trade is equally important. India-EU services trade is around $72 billion, with India enjoying a $9 billion surplus. So what does the deal actually include? While the final text is not public yet, the broad structure is clear. 1. Tariff cuts on key Indian exports like textiles, garments, engineering goods, and select manufacturing products. 2. Services and digital trade, which could help Indian IT, tech, and professional services firms get easier access into Europe. 3. Investment protection and regulatory clarity aimed at encouraging more European investments into Indian manufacturing, electronics, and clean energy. In return, India will gradually open parts of the markets to European goods, but in a very controlled way. So why is it being called the mother of all deals? 3 reasons. 1. The scale. Together, India and EU represent nearly 2 billion consumers. 2. The impact. This could become India's largest trade agreement ever. And 3. Geopolitics. At a time when trade blocs are fragmenting, this deal signals long-term alignment and stability. So which sectors will benefit the most? Textiles are the biggest potential winners. The EU imports around $125 billion worth of textiles and apparels every year. India's share just 5 to 6%. The reason is tariffs. Bangladesh and Pakistan enjoy zero duty access into the EU. Indian exporters face tariffs of up to 10%. Autos are sensitive too. Europe wants better access to India's passenger vehicle market, where import duties can go up to 100%. Electronics and machinery already dominate EU exports to India, about 25% and 20% respectively, and the deal would deepen supply chain integration. In aviation, lower customs duties on aircraft and parts could help Indian airlines cut costs and improve profitability. So what's the big takeaway? After 20 years, the India-EU free trade agreement is finally within reach, and that too at a time when Trump is taking on his allies and threatening the world with tariffs. This deal is huge, geopolitically and by scale too. That's why it's being called the mother of all deals. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments, and like, share and subscribe to ET Now for more such news and views.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.